the 3 chords we'll be learning today. Now, here's what happens when you combine them with the rhythm from day 1. Okay, that's where we're headed. Welcome back. This is day 2. Today we're going to add 3 chords. These are the same 3 chords you'll use when we play the complete piece on day 4. So it's worth getting to know them intimately. All right, let's get started. We're going to play a D minor chord. First finger goes on the 1st fret, 1st string. Second finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. I'm going to hit this 4th string open also, and that makes a D minor chord. Next, we're going to play a C add 9. Now, this sounds fancy, but it's actually an easier fingering than a lot of that folk style C. We're going to take the fingers, leaving that 3rd finger right there on that 2nd string, 3rd fret, and the 2nd finger is going to come over to the 5th string, 3rd fret, and on the 4th string, the 2nd fret with the 1st or index finger. Now again, check that your fingers are all kind of curved and coming back down as much as possible. If your hand's out like this, you're probably going to touch other strings, and that'll mute them. Go ahead and just strum the chord lightly just to see how the notes are sounding. It should sound like that. And if it doesn't, just move your hand around a little bit, take it off, shake it off, and then put it back on. Again, trying to finger it. It takes a few times if this is new for you. And the next chord has a fancy name, but not that hard either. It's called a G minor 6, and this gives you that exotic Spanish sound. From this C chord, I'm going to again leave my 3rd finger right where it is, and I'm going to put the index finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret, and I'm going to put my 2nd finger right next to it on the 3rd string of the 3rd fret. Now, they're all together, and that sometimes makes it a little hard to get them all in there. You'll find that you can't keep your hand exactly straight this way, but try not to angle it any more than you have to. And try to keep your elbow fairly relaxed. There's a tendency to stick out your elbow like this, and that'll cause trouble later. A good way to practice these chord forms is to start by just making the chord form, checking it just lightly. Don't spend more than 10 seconds and then let it go, and then do it again. Check. If it's not right, fiddle for just about 10 seconds, see if you can get it sounding better. Don't stress over it, let it go, shake it out, do it again. Do that for each of the chords. Now, here's the real key. You want to practice going from one chord to the other. That's where the sound really comes from. There's the movement between chords. Let's take a look at that first combination going from the D minor to the C add 9. You've got your D minor here, and we're going to leave the 3rd finger right where it is. We'll call it an anchor finger. And the 2 fingers, the index and the middle finger, will move over to the 5th string, 3rd fret, and the 4th string, 2nd fret. Practice this movement slowly, just go back and forth a few times. And again, not too long, shake it out and come back so you don't build the habit of tension. This technique is really useful whenever you learn any song involving chords. Practice the movements between the chords and then keep combining them until you get the whole song. Let's do the C add 9 to the G minor 6. Yeah, I said it right. We have the C add 9 like this. I'm going to leave that 3rd finger right where it is again, anchor finger, and I'm going to move the index over to the 3rd fret, 6th string, and then the 2nd finger right down there on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. You want to let your elbow relax a little bit, and your hand relax, but it's not going to be straight up and down. It's too crowded that way. It's going to be slightly angled. The best you can, try to keep your thumb behind the neck towards the middle of the neck. It's okay if it peaks up a little bit, but try not to let it come all the way up like this. And now your practice again is to just go back and forth a few times, even without sound at first, and just make the chords. Where was I? There we are. And then try strumming it to see how it sounds, adjust it a little bit, and then move on to the next chord. Back and forth. Now, to complete that cycle, you want to do the same thing with the G minor 6 going back to the D minor. So from here, leave the 3rd finger again, and you just slide that 2nd finger down to the 2nd fret, stays on the string, and then the 1st finger comes down on the 1st fret of the 1st string. One of the key principles here is to try to move the fingers as little as possible to get to the next chord. That's why I didn't take my fingers off. All I had to do was slide that 2nd finger down to the 2nd fret. I didn't have to pull it off and then start over again. I'll talk more about that later. Are you starting to get kind of a sense of how the chords flow together? This actual progression is the foundation of a bunch of Spanish guitar songs, hundreds probably over the years. If you're enjoying this challenge, do me a favor and leave a comment and let me know which chord you find easiest. I read every comment and it really does help me understand what's working. The link to day 3 is going to be in the description below, and that's where we take these chords and we add a little finger picking pattern that makes it sound beautiful. If you're watching this during the challenge, go ahead and subscribe so the next lesson will just come right to your inbox. All right, let's keep going. Now, once you've practiced those chords and practiced the movements between the chords, you want to practice it with the rhythm. Start just one chord at a time, and we're going to do 2 strums that will equal 1 chord. So 2 strums looks like this. 1. That was 1 strum. 2. Then move on to the next chord. And so on. Go slow. This is sometimes where people fall down is they try to go faster than really is appropriate when you're first learning something. Try to focus on getting it right and staying relaxed. That will turn into speed later on, but you want to get that basic foundation. Let's go ahead and play through this whole progression. It's going to be 4 chords, the 3 chords, and then come back to the first chord. We'll play the whole thing once through very slowly. Follow along with me. And the best you can, do not worry if it doesn't sound good. This is like a walkthrough, just like we're walking through the paces. And this will give you an edge when you're practicing. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, hit it. Down, up, mute, up, down, up. And again, down, slap, right? Up, down, up. Go to the next chord. Now, eventually, you're not going to pause, but we're doing this just for practice. Go. And slap, up, down, again. Up, down. I'm not worrying too much about which strings I'm hitting for now. You can get a little pickier later. On to the next chord, G minor 6. Go. It is exotic, huh? Especially slow. Down, up, slap, up, down, up. And then finally the D minor, one more time. Notice my 2 fingers, the 3rd and 2nd finger didn't pull off the strings. Go. Down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down. Slap, up. Just a couple of quick fixes. If the strings are buzzing when you play the chords, just move your fingers around a little bit. You want to get close to that fret, but at the same time, you want to press hard enough, but not any harder than you have to press. Sometimes you have to experiment a little bit with how hard you have to press. If your transitions are slow, it's supposed to be slow in the beginning. Try to go for consistency, and you'll be able to speed up over time. Keep your fingers close to the fretboards. If you take them too far off, that'll take time. And finally, if you're losing the rhythm, just slow down and try to tap your foot. I'm going to play the progression one more time, a little faster. Don't worry if you don't get this, just do the best you can. This is what we're aiming for. 1, 2, ready, hit it. Next chord, go. Down, up, slap, up. And G minor 9. That's that right? G minor 9. No, 6. And back to D minor. Good work. Thanks for hanging in there with me. You now have the rhythm and the chords. You're 2/5 of the way to playing a complete Spanish guitar song. Now, I want you to practice this for just 5 minutes. And in day 3, we'll add a simple finger-picking section, and that's when people start saying, wow, how long have you been playing? Trust me, you don't want to miss this. The link's in the description, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Great work today.